Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Not Much Ordinary. As you can see, I am coming to you once again in the comfort of my pyjamas. I'm really hot and I started 20 milligrams of prednisolone steroid on Sunday. So it's the lowest I've been for a few weeks and I'm a bit pudgy, so I'm a bit hot, and it's all obviously steroids as well. But I have started to watch what I've been eating the last week, and that's all going in the right direction for weight, so I'm pleased about that. So I did put a bit on over Christmas, which is fine. What I wanted to talk to you today was about children or family when you have NMO. The biggest one I was going to talk about is children. I'm a mummy myself. Me and my husband have got a little boy, and when I first got ill, he was not my husband. Our son was just coming up to 2, and yeah, it was a bit of a blur now. But gosh, going from being normal, I say in inverted commas normal, and fully functioning and going to work and mummy being at home and doing all the normal mummy things, to suddenly being not there and in hospital and having funny things coming out of her, like the drips, for example, and funny noises and smells. It must have been a lot for him to comprehend. I found it really difficult at times, just because I could see, obviously, he was wondering what was going on, and where I was when I went for the intravenous steroids in Nottingham, it was such a huge hospital and it's fairly near where we live, but it's a fair way. So he came once or twice when I was there, because I was only there for a week-ish. But then when I came back nearer home, he did visit then. But that was difficult, and I just felt really almost guilty and really sad I wasn't there with him, even though my husband and my family were doing an absolute sterling job. It was just, obviously, being a mummy and not being there was really upsetting. And then this last time, when I had the relapse more recently, he is 6 now. I have to think how old he is. 6. He not long turned 6. So he was aware, obviously, of what's kind of going on. Our little one's very switched on. He's very bright. He doesn't miss a trick. He's got an amazing sense of humour and a very good understanding of like the world and normal life. And I think that's the beauty with children, is their innocence and their ability to accept things and kind of, that's normal. He will often ask about me, and we will explain to him about me and about, as much as we can to a child, what the health condition is, and why I struggle to do things sometimes. And he knows I've got a wheelchair. He, bless him, when I went in to have my IV steroids this last time, my husband very quickly bought me a wheelchair off eBay, because we sold mine a few years ago. And bless him, he wanted to push me around in it. I'm not in a wheelchair, but I had to have it at the time. I was paralysed again in my legs, pretty much 90% gone. And bless him, he was trying to push me around the kitchen and around the lounge, just asking me if I like my wheelchair. He's fully aware I've got a blue badge. In the UK, we have blue badges if we qualify for them, so we can park in certain places and we can get free parking in most car parks, things like that. So he knows I've got that kind of thing, and we always make light of what that is, and it's extremely useful. So he's aware of all of that, and he's very good that if I say, like, mummy can't keep getting on and off the floor or going upstairs, like I'm having a bad day with pain or like mobility, and especially more recently, both of those have been up there. He does understand that. I think he's just that little bit older, and he's kind of used to me being like that, which is sad. But on the flip side, it's like he's not known really any different, which is sad. But he knows obviously mummy has good days as well. He knows mummy usually goes to work, and mummy's just poorly at the moment, that's why she's not at work. And we explained to him, like, when he needs to go and have a tablets, And he's kind of used to saying, Mummy's having a tablet, obviously you don't take them. And he's just Mummy's. And I'll say that, Mummy's back hurts, my legs hurt, my hips hurt. And I think when you're a parent, having a child or children, we've got the one, kind of keeps you going mentally, physically. It gives you that motivation. Like when my NMO transfers to my license attack first hit, someone's going to turn the tape down because Emmerdale's a bit loud. And they said, you might not walk again. I was like, oh, no, I can't, because I've got my son to think about. And then this time, even though we caught it a lot earlier this time, knowing the hard work I had to put into last time, I was prepared to do it, obviously, this time, because all I could think about was my son and my husband and keeping going for them and wanting to get back to a point where I could be okay for him. And family have stepped in a lot, including my husband, because some parts of the day I really struggle, and he's our little one's at school anyway, so again that makes it easier. Before he was at nursery and we had to juggle nursery care, which was a massive financial thing until we got some funding for him. So he was going part-time, and then family was stepping in quite a lot. So it's all those things that when you've got a real little one that's not at school, you've then got to be able to think about avoiding childcare. Like back in the day, tax credits, and now there's like different benefits that can help you with that. But like for us at the time, we were claiming child tax credits, but we couldn't to start off with because it was based on our earnings and various different things like that. In the UK it's a little bit complicated. Now there's universal credit full service, which is different again, which we don't claim because we wouldn't be entitled to anyway. And James is at school, so anyway, by the by, you have all that to kind of think about. So again, this time around it's easier because he's at school. We've got family nearby. They weren't as close last time, but they were fairly close to where we lived. But they do kind of keep you going. There are days where I could happily lie in bed and languish, and there are points in the day where I've thought, oh God, I'm going to have to go for a sleep. This is really bad. Like, I made the one about fatigue a few weeks ago, and having to sit for longer periods of time because I don't feel very well. That thing where I said about how do you say to someone I don't feel very well, but he's kind of used to that, and I think that's, like I said, the beauty of children, they kind of just accept things, and if you can kind of carry on to a point, and I think that's one of the things that's helped me, really, is kind of thinking, push myself, because I want to get better for him, as well as my husband, as well as myself, but I want to get better, because I want to get back to normal, get back to work, go out, see my friends, do things, enjoy life. And I do enjoy life. I am lucky. I have a very positive outlook on life. Sometimes it's hard, but yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. And I think sometimes, and I have had messages off people on Facebook, sometimes it just takes a while to get used to your new you and your new life, and trying to appreciate that yes, you're going through it, but your spouse is also going through it. If you're in a couple or a relationship, we want to call it, married, whatever, your family is also going through it. And if you have close friends, they will kind of go through it as well, as much as you'll probably share with them. And I think try and not be too hard on them if you're in pain or not feeling very well. You're the only one that knows how you feel. I use various Facebook groups. I can go and rant quite privately about stuff because I don't want to take it out on other people all the time. That's why I blog, because I like to get it out of my system that way. But sometimes it can take time for people just to adjust together, and that's another reason I try and stay positive. And I'm lucky my husband is extremely supportive and has a lot of patience and has an absolutely amazing sense of humour, and I don't know what I'd do without him, because he really does make me see the funny side of everything, and he knows when I'm not feeling very well, and I don't know how he does it, but he just makes me laugh so much about really serious stuff sometimes. So don't be too hard on them. Give them time to adjust, and there is help out there from different groups, even locally sometimes, if they feel they need it. Or like I always say to my other half, if you want to go out and do stuff like with your friends or family or workmates or whatever. You know, if I'm not feeling up to it, that's fine, you go. Like, you know, I'm quite happy staying at home, but then we will make time to go out together as well with our friends or as a couple or as a family. And that doesn't bother me. It's like, just because I'm ill doesn't mean they're ill. So I'm not going to sit back and like get really ranty saying, well, you can't go. I mean, I wouldn't do that anyway, because that's no way to live, is it really? But again, just take heed. You know, they might want to do stuff, and that's absolutely fine. It's their life too. You know, they don't have to sing just because you're not feeling very well, unless they want to, unless you're really, really ill. You think you're like, oh, please don't leave me, I'm not very well. But yeah, just make allowances for that as well. And like I said, try not to take it all out on them, because pain can be horrendous and fatigue can. Try and just have a minute of. I sometimes will take myself off into another room and have a little bit of a cry or a bit of a rant or whatever, just to get out of my system, because I don't want to take it out on them, because it's not their fault, you know. So anyway, this video has gone a lot longer than I thought it was going to, so I'm going to leave you with that. So be kind to yourselves. Any questions or comments, put them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.